Alright, gang, I want you all in shape for this event. Don't be dragging your feet. And be sure to stick to the exercise schedule. You can't just wing it. I better see some results when you get on those scales. Something breath weapon.
Now, Paul, isn't that the same gag pointy hat used last year?
Maybe. What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that your puns are getting a bit weak. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Monster Week 2025. This annual event, hosted by Jenny D and Pointy Hat, is a collaboration of YouTube creators in the tabletop role-playing community. This year's theme is dragons, and in this video we'll be exploring the forest village of Wyrmsbane. Since my current gaming group is transitioning from D&D to Draw Steel, I'll be including rules and references from both systems where applicable, but you should be able to adapt the village to your own fantasy setting regardless of what system you play. Now, let's get started. In the not-so-distant past, the village of Forest Song attracted the attention of a ruthless nature dragon. The creature hoarded resources from the surrounding woodlands, stole supplies from the village itself, and crushed any who opposed its rule over the territory. But eventually, a group of heroes emerged and fought the great beast, slaying it and freeing Forest Song from its tyranny. In honor of this momentous occasion, the village was renamed Wyrmsbane, and a celebration began to honor this event, which continued as an annual tradition. Today, the people of Wyrmsbane utilize draconic imagery to decorate their village, including a life-size, though not necessarily real, dragon skull that dominates the open-air stage in the village center. Because of its legendary history, Wyrmsbane has become a tourist attraction in the region, with numerous dragon-based wares and knickknacks for sale from local merchants and artisans. Like most towns and villages, Wyrmsbane's local businesses cover all the basics, with some draconic references thrown in. Travelers can grab a meal and spend the night at the Dragon's Den, the local tavern and inn. Supplies are available for sale at Wings and Wares General Store, while specialty items can be found at Warwick's Wacky Worms merchant stall. And for entertainment, audiences gather in the middle of the village around the Great Dragon Skull stage known as Dragon Tales. The main entertainment at Dragon Tales is a band called the Forked Tongue. They include the orc singer Warcry, dwarf drummer Kazdak, and human guitarist Fret. These three minstrels have been playing together for years and have become celebrities throughout the territory. Such status confers numerous benefits, but also some risks. To protect these local stars, along with the rest of the village, the elders of Wyrmsbane employ the Dragon's Teeth. These stalwart guards stand their ground against the monstrous beasts of the woods and hysterical fans trying to get on stage. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between the two. Leading this guard company is the diminutive woman Laurencia Appletree. Her lieutenants are the draconic Carvathir and a high elf known as Water's Edge. Together, these three armed and armored women watch over Wyrmsbane and its populace. One particular group that actively avoids the Dragon Teeth is the Underbelly Gang. Composed of a devilish brother and sister pair led by a dark elf, the sinister trio constantly runs scams through Wyrmsbane, trying to con travelers to the village out of their hard-earned gold. Zeria and her brother Darkoth do most of the legwork as they follow the instructions of the gang's leader, Silverhand. Where there's coin to be had and lies to be told, the Underbelly Gang is there. In Wyrmsbane, the villagers host an annual festival to celebrate the defeat of the great worm that terrorized their settlement. This festival is known as Dragon Week, and one carnival game that has become popular during this celebration is Knights and Drakes. This whack-a-mole style game was originally operated using puppeteers inside a large wooden box. They would randomly poke knight and dragon figures through the holes in the top for participants to smack with a soft, oversized mallet. But recently, the village hired a team of foreign engineers to build a clockwork contraption that does all the mechanical work on its own, including scorekeeping and timing each contestant. This new version of Knights and Drakes has been an overwhelming success and continues to draw crowds to the Dragon Week Festival. And now your players can join the fun as well. Yes, Delta, you can play too. To play Knights and Drakes, a contestant must knock dragon figures back into their holes while avoiding knights that pop up from those same holes. The game requires quick reflexes and a good eye to distinguish friend from foe. Knights and Drakes can be played using the following rules for D&D 5e or Draw Steel. Feel free to modify these rules for other gaming systems, and thanks to Tyler at the Bard's College for coming up with this game. For Dungeons & Dragons, contestants have 3 rounds to knock down as many dragons as they can, scoring a point for each hit. At the same time, they must avoid knights that pop up or lose a point for each one they accidentally knock down. Each round begins with a DC 15 perception check. Succeeding on the check leads to an athletics or acrobatics check, whichever the player prefers. Failing the perception check means the player accidentally hits one or more knights by mistake. Succeeding on the athletics or acrobatics check scores points for knocking down some dragons, depending on how high the player rolled. Failure on this check means no points. At the end of 3 rounds, the player totals their points and may win a prize for a high score or rank against other contestants in a competitive match. For Draw Steel, the game also consists of 3 rounds. Players begin a round by making an intuition test aided by the alertness skill. Depending on the result, this leads to a hard, medium, or easy might or agility test with a gymnastics skill. Again, player's choice. The result of the gymnastics test determines how many points the player gains or loses that round. Once those 3 rounds are over, add the results for the player's grand total. What rewards you give the players for participating in Knights and Drakes is up to you and your game. In D&D, this can simply be a monetary reward, a stuffed dragon doll, a buckler covered in serpentine scales, or even a potion of fire breath. In Draw Steel, the reward could be resources that translate as project points, a vial of Giant's Blood Flame, a Snapdragon Blossom, or even a minor title from the Elders of Wyrmsbane Village. Keep in mind, however, that these rewards may need to tie into other activities the players have performed during the festival in order to feel truly earned. Adventure abounds in Wyrmsbane Village, despite the general merriment of Dragon Week, or perhaps even because of it. Various groups operating in Wyrmsbane are always involved in some activity, be it honorable or less so. Here are a few adventures your party might get wrangled into while visiting the scaly settlement. Out of Tune. Writer's block has struck the forked tongue. The band needs a new song for their final performance of Dragon Week and asks the PCs for aid. The party will need to put their creative talents to the test in order to create a fiery hit that will wow the audience and earn the band's eternal gratitude. Perhaps a former adventure will be their inspiration. Toothless. A new threat lurks in the woods outside of Wyrmsbane, but the Dragon's Teeth only have the vaguest idea what it might be. Unwilling to hand over their responsibilities to an adventuring party, they nonetheless ask the PCs for help scouting the surrounding area to identify this threat and forge new weapons to deal with it. Can the party handle the challenge, or will they come face to face with this unknown monstrosity before they're ready? Scrambled. The Underbelly Gang has a brand new scam, selling fake dragon eggs to gullible travelers. Unfortunately for them, a real dragon egg made its way into their clutch of fakes. The gang only learned about the mix-up after the egg hatched and killed the owner. Rather than admit their grave mistake to the other villagers, they attempt to hire the PCs to quietly hunt down the hatchling before Wyrmsbane Village has another dragon problem on its hands. That does it for this video. I hope that Wyrmsbane Village can find a place in your own fantasy world to challenge and entertain your players. And be sure to check out the rest of today's Dragon Week videos and all those created throughout this event. Until next time, I'm David Watches.
I'm Napoleon Diaz.
And thanks for watching. Special thanks to the Pretentious Gentleman for creating the art for Wyrmsbane Village in this episode. Check out more of his video, art, and voice work in the link below.
For more gaming tips, check out these hot videos.